Hello, Tech Fresh to Death. Today, I have been thinking about something pretty different. It does have a lot to do with technology and trying out new things. In fact, it's a huge component that has been driving a lot of my career projects and paths and the certifications that I've gotten in the last 5 years. The psychology of change and how deep it goes, and that when there's new technology available, what might be getting in the way of people either embracing it or rejecting it. In the area of cardiology that I was in, which was cardiac devices like pacemakers, defibrillators, heart failure, new technology was coming out all the time, usually at least a couple times a year, and we would introduce these new devices or features. There was always an element of like, oh, more or something new we have to learn. There was also some decent, ego involved. Everybody, also was very eager to figure out if it was actually going to help. So there were so many other things involved with something new coming out that created a motivation to at least try it. The expectations were often fairly appropriate because we did it so often, and we kind of all knew that there wasn't a silver bullet. And that's why when AI came into the picture and I saw it actually being an incredible solution to one of the biggest complaints and problems that was growing quickly in the field, it caught me off guard to see the rejection and the fear coming out of people that didn't want to use it. Data was clear that it was actually at least something to really look into. It took me about a year to understand that even when new things that come out are good, there are a lot of things that can become barriers to actually implementing it. The examples that I can give in that regard are, even though a lot of clinicians were complaining about this aspect of their job that I was offering a solution for, they didn't want their job replaced. It might reveal that they had been making some mistakes, that it's no fun to find out that your accuracy wasn't as good as you thought it was. Your billing is so much better because AI is taking it over and it's so much more accurate and everyone is cheering, but there's the person that's been doing the billing the whole time that has to have in their mind like, oh, that means I've been doing it wrong this whole time. The last one that I actually haven't been able to have a proper large-scale conversation about, there's not that many people who know how to do it. They're not trained. Oh, it's sort of like this hot potato that's handed off. Clinicians would have to figure it out themselves. They would have to learn it themselves. They'd be asking for help. And I would teach so many clinicians that were dying for some instruction. Little did we know years later that we created this monster of a trauma bond of people that were handed this huge task, figured it out on their own. And then all of a sudden we were saying, oh, we fixed it now. You can just hand it over. And sure, it's not a perfect system, but yeah, so just let us do it now. And they're like, but no, this is my baby. They're very attached to it because they struggled through it for so long and it was theirs. And so I probably haven't given that quite as much respect as I should have. And so I'm thinking a lot about that. So now with these new initiatives that I've been trying out, new tools that are so, to be honest, I think they're fun because I can use them as what they are, tools to try. It's not a black or white situation. I can see how they're good for some things. They're not going to work for others. I am a lover of change. I thrive in change. And I'm realizing I am very much the minority in that. These businesses that I am wanting to help, very honestly, with such great intent, they have their own workflows they're very attached to for their own reasons, and they're not ready to change their workflows. They're not ready to embrace the fact that our area is growing really fast and what that means for all of us. What does that mean for those of us who like the new technology, that like to move forward, that like to shake things up? Sometimes you just have to hold on to the tools and ideas that you have that you know are helpful, but if people aren't ready for them, they might lose their value if you don't know when to pump the brakes. I'm certainly not quitting anything. I'm just understanding that it's okay to pump the brakes and timing is everything. I'll just keep plugging away and enjoying what I do and enjoying finding these tools. And when the timing's right, I will be a great resource to be. The world is a million shades of gray. That's what I think. You can have it all. You can love technology and you can still love your quaint, slower paced town. You can love the finer things in life and you can also love the simple things in life. So that's my tech thought for this week. So you know where to find me. Hope everybody has a good day.